truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scottie and friends.
Hey, welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville. I am in Nashville, Tennessee at the studio that I always brag about, Sonic Eden Studios. I have one of the special guests again today that I'm really excited about. I'm going to introduce you to him and his precious little dog, Miley Jean, right after this.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Let's do this. It's showtime. Please pay attention. Stop what you're doing and welcome our guest.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. We have Mr. John Albani. Hey, John, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Scott. Thanks for having me here.
Gosh, I can't tell you how long. I mean, we brought Tommy Two-Tone in here. You remember Haas Howard, obviously.
Yeah,
Mark Oliverius.
So, yeah, that was fun stuff.
John Haas had that voice that you just...
Yeah, he had a great voice. But he was such a personality.
Big personality.
Big personality. It was a big person. Big guy, big personality. Right. But that just transferred through and just... I mean, he sang all kinds. We did a cover of Fat Bottom Girls.
I know. I
country style, right? And it was amazing. Probably the best version I'd heard of it. It's great.
I remember when I came in, you had a tall stool that was sitting here, and all of a sudden you guys put that fiddle in there, and I think I jumped through your ceiling. And I looked at Oliverius, and I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Because that just made the song.
Yeah, it was great. It was killer.
I mean, you just can't. Those are those moments, right, in a studio that you just can't make up. They're going to happen organically or not.
Exactly. That's the thing I think a lot of people miss with a lot of the, just file sharing, sending tracks around, is they miss what happens in the studio. All the special little things that happen when the guys are here or somebody does something that's really cool.
Right.
So, yeah, it's fun.
So you come from Canada.
Yeah, Toronto, Canada. I was heading to Vancouver, actually, at the time in 95. And Toronto had become more of the business area, and all the musicians, for the most part, were hanging out in the Vancouver area, and a lot of cool studios out there and everything. And I wanted to get out there. And I was thinking of going out that way, and it looked like I was going to. And then all of a sudden, go figure, Hong Kong went back to communist rule after being under British rule. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them went, nope. And they got in their boats and they headed over. Well, when they converted their money, they had a lot more money than they thought. Yeah. And they went on spending sprees as usual and drove the price of everything through the roof. So all of a sudden, a $300,000 house I was looking at went up to about $800,000. Yeah. Overnight almost. And so it became, there was no way I could do that. And I didn't know what I was going to do, because I was trying to get a studio going. I was trying to figure out, where do I want to do that? And then, you remember the band Triumph?
Yeah, I do.
So I was friends with them because they owned a studio called Metalworks that's still up there in Toronto. It's kind of like our version of Blackbird. Everyone records there. Great place. And the drummer, Gil Moore, I was talking to him one day. He said, you should check out Nashville. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would I go to Nashville? For what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd already been coming down here.
What year was that?
That'd be about 90. I'm going to guess late 93, maybe early 94.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so he was talking to me about that. And I was like, why would I want to do that? I was coming down here to write. I mean, I wrote with a guy named Taylor Rhodes, who wrote with Aerosmith, did a lot of their stuff, and a couple other guys down here,
so cool.
rock writers, for the projects I was working on. But I never thought of coming down here for anything to do with country. And what Gil was saying goes, you got to check out CMT. He said, check it out. He goes, it's a little different than you remember, And so I thought, I'll look at it. And so I remember looking at it, and I thought, wow, it's kind of like Toto and Journey with Fenders instead of Marshalls.
Okay.
So I get what he was saying. And his point was, you already know how to do that type of music and record that type of stuff. That might be what they're looking for. Somebody can do that. And so, long story short, I ended up deciding to come down and try it for a while, which was tricky because it's like, how are you going to do that? You can't work here.
Right.
I'm Canadian. So I had to get a special visa.
Okay.
Which allowed me to open a branch of my company down here and try it for a year. And I did. And
was it here or was it in a different studio?
No, it wasn't in this studio. It was in an apartment.
Interesting.
In beautiful downtown Antioch.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in an apartment in Antioch, and yeah, it's funny. I had the studio, but I was complaining about the people blasting music too loud above me.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it was back in the days, when we used to program the drums. I'd play bass, I'd play keys, I'd put all this stuff on it, make a demo for people, that kind of stuff. But I still had this style of stuff that was more on the rock end. Anyway, so it ended up that I moved into a house that a friend of mine's mom has. So I moved into the house and put the studio in there and started actually being able to bring musicians in.
Wow.
And that totally changed it.
Everything.
Because then I got to go, oh my goodness, these guys are amazing.
Yes.
I just put my guitar in the closet and went, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
I can do what I do, but I don't do what they do. These guys are nuts.
I say that a lot. I don't mean to go off topic here, but when kids come to town, drop me off in Nashville, they walk down Broadway and they go, I can't even hold this guy's guitar pick. How in the hell am I going to be better than him get a record deal?
I know. It's crazy.
Even though you're super talented, you start scaling yourself, right? Am I good enough? Is that kind of what you felt? Like, I'm not.
It wasn't so much a thing that was good enough. It was like, I'm an old 80s rock guy.
Sure.
So that's what I did.
Uh-huh.
I can do a little bit outside. I mean, my favorite guitar players, like Steve Lukather, Neil Schon, that kind of thing. So I could do that stuff.
Sure.
But I couldn't do what, people like Jeff King and Danny Parks and all those cats can do. Those guys are just like, they know all the styles. They know all the chicken picking stuff if you need it. They could do the rock stuff if you need it. They go anywhere.
Right.
I can't do that. So I started having the bands come in. And I guess I can't even remember how it got to be, but I ended up meeting Larry Stewart from Restless Heart.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, great guy. And he was writing with some people. He was writing with a guy named John Bettis, who was a lyricist, who he wrote all the Carpenters songs.
Wow.
I think he's the only, if I could be wrong on this, but I think he's the only person that had a co-write on Michael Jackson's Thriller record.
My goodness.
And he wrote Human Nature.
Oh, I love that song.
Isn't that great song? So he lyricist for that. Anyway, et cetera, et cetera. So he was writing with him as well as a couple other people, and they were working with an artist named Steve Azar. Mm-hmm. He had a song at the time, I Don't Have to Be Mito Monday.
Yeah.
So they wrote that, brought acoustic guitar in, I programmed everything up, we played everything, put a demo together for it. About 4 years later, that came out. But I was working with Larry for 4 or 5 years, doing different things like that. But it was during that time I called a lawyer and I just said,
I'm not going back.
Just give me the green card. I'm not going to go back. Just do that. And then we called it a day. That was July of 95. I actually moved down here and on that visa. But then a couple of years later, we turned it into a green card.
Larry Stewart's doing that frontman thing. You saw that?
Yeah, it's great.
I went and saw him a couple different times now. And it's an amazing show.
I bet. Richie.
Richie's such a great singer.
Another great singer.
I mean, come on. The three of them up there, it's unbelievable what they do. Mm-hmm. They keep the audience in the palm of their hand because every song after another one is pop,
just hit after hit, right? It's like when you go to see somebody like Elton John or something like that, and it's like one after the other.
What a value for the buyer if you think about it. You're getting all these number one, top 10 tracks, 16, 18 songs with your show. For the price of barely nothing compared to what you would have had to buy before for just one of those acts.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
And what a sound.
What a sound.
I mean, when Larry starts singing, I mean, it got crazy because we were demoing up these songs. And I said to Larry, why don't you sing these? He goes, because no one's ever going to listen. All they're going to talk about is that, that's Larry Stewart. And they've listened to the song. So he would get other people to come and sing his songs.
What a theory that is.
Well.
Makes sense when you say
totally
it.
made sense.
Yeah. Makes
totally made sense. So I just want people, he goes, I don't want them to hear it and recognize it. I don't even want them to know it's me. We're just pitching stuff,
Yeah. And let's see if we can get it out there the right way without me over singing them. And they probably go, I can't sing like this guy.
There you go.
He's too good.
Well, and that's kind of a thing we went through for a short while. We all would kind of scratch our heads and talk about it because we would have, like when I first came to town, Jamie O'Neill sang all my demos. Britt Savage sang my demos. Wow. Lisa Gregg, and then Matt Dame, Perry Coleman on the guy's side. I had all these guys and girls. And when they sang the song and you listen back and you're thinking,
now what?
Who are you pitching this to? And you go, wow, what are they going to think when they hear this demo and go, am I going to be able to beat this demo?
Okay, John, I have a question for you because this just happened to me because we use Michael Lusk and we all know how extremely talented Michael is.
Absolutely.
He's sickening talented, right?
Yeah.
So I had a different singer sing these demos. And when I got him back, I started comparing what you did here with Michael to what I had done at the other studio. And I just went, it's not there. Is that wrong thinking on my part? Should I leave what that guy did and not use Michael? Because I think Michael's fits what I do.
Well, my biggest answer to that is it doesn't matter where or who or what how it was done or whatever. If you're happy with it, and you go, yep, this is great, then great. If you're not, then you don't want to put that. If you're not happy with it, why would you expect anybody else to be?
So it's more of I'm a creature of habit, I think, and I know better than to go outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Sonic Eden Studio is my comfort zone. You've been super sweet to me. You make things easy every time we're in here, either whether we're doing a podcast, whether we're doing whatever it is. And I've watched every time I've been in here, all the way back to Tommy Two-Tone and Haas up till current that we do this. Every man or woman who walks in here has the utmost respect for you. So you've done very well for yourself in this town.
That's great to know. Thanks.
I mean, you can just tell. They think the world of you.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it comes from I started out on the other side of the glass. Mm-hmm. So as a musician, there were things as I was getting studio experience that would maybe irk me, or I go, oh, I love that. Or, oh, I love working with that guy. Like there was times I'd go in the studio and I'd see who the engineer was. And I was like, oh, it's going to be a great day. I love the way the guy makes my guitar sound. Other times I go in, I go, oh, we'll have to see what this is. This guy always makes my guitar sound really thin and weird, so I don't know what I'm going to get today.
Right.
But eventually I thought, I'm going to have to learn why that is.
I was going to say, what's the difference between a great engineer and a not so great engineer? Experience?
Well, and here's there's that. Yeah, but sometimes I was dealing with, it's not even a great engineer and a not so great engineer. I'm talking about two totally amazing top of the line engineers. But one guy has an idea of what my guitars sound like. Another guy has a guitar sound that he likes. I like that one, not that one. So I had to start, but I didn't know why. I didn't know. I just play guitar.
Sure.
Plug in the Marshall, crank it up, boom.
Here we go.
So it got to a point where I had to go, I'm going to have to learn some of this. So I started going down that rabbit hole of asking engineers questions, trying not to be too annoying, like why are you using that mic?
So to fast forward, is that how you're able today to get a group like Lynyrd Skynyrd to record with you because you understand the other side of the glass?
I think that one. Well, let me put it this way: because I was on the other side of the glass, I think what I'm able to do is create a comfort zone as an engineer, but from a musician's side. So like when we track here. The way I run everything through the console, through the SSL and all the other different things that I'm using here, I like using that stuff to create something for them to listen to that almost sounds like a record while you're tracking so that it's so easy to play to. Sure. There's nothing worse for musicians than if your cue is off and you can't fix it. And you end up at the end of the day not knowing if you played anything any good or not. But they always like the sound recording here. And these guys, you stick a 57 in front of most of these guitar players and call it a day. I mean, the sounds they have, their rigs are tuned. They know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So I get great stuff. So I pull up the faders and I'm already halfway there. So it's my job to just create, what I can for an environment for them to play to that they're going to enjoy. And so that's probably why that's the case. And it's got a lot to do with me being on this side of the glass. And I think one of the reasons that the Skynyrd thing worked out so well was that, Ricky's sitting there, Gary's sitting there, Sparky's sitting there, and I work with each one of them on parts, sitting there. I was sitting right there at the console, pulled Gary's chair right up beside me, and we just went through parts. And their tech came in the day before, and we got all the guitar sounds the day before. And
great.
So, and I thought, this may or may not be what they want, but I'm going to start here as a guess of where they want to be. So got all the guitar sounds. So when they came in, they sat down, they all started playing, had the headphone cues set and everything. They're pretty much ready to go. And I said, they jammed a little bit, played a little bit. I said, anybody, you need anything? I said, what are the sounds okay? Do you need anything different? You want anything? No, it's great. Let's record something. I'm like, okay.
I remember when I was here, you told me that you had the Skynyrd guys here, and you said, I literally walked up my driveway to make sure that we're not blowing the neighbors out,
well,
right?
we had three sets of guitar players going here, right?
You're subconsciously going, I want to piss my neighbor off.
Well, when Johnny first, it all started when Johnny was doing some demos. They write a lot.
So funny.
Johnny and Donnie were doing a bunch of demoing. And asked Sparky, they said, hey, do you got somewhere in Nashville we could record? And Sparky goes, oh, yeah, I know this. Yeah, I've been recording
of course,
for
go
years.
To John. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go try that. So they ended up playing that for the rest of the Skynyrd guys, these demos. And they were like, well, where did you do that? And that started getting the ball rolling about, could we do the record there? And so
that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I don't mean to interrupt you, John, and excuse me for this. I want to go back to your story, but you guys got to listen to pay attention to what you're hearing right now. When I tell you that we're in the best studio in Nashville for what you're going to get for the sound, you're talking about a legendary band that goes, whoa, they recorded everywhere, right, John? And to gear, wait a minute, we need to go back to this guy. Mm-hmm. What a compliment.
It is. And I was kind of freaked out and blown away at the same time.
But at the same time doing this, right? I worked hard. You did work hard. Give yourself that.
I do give myself that because I guess the only way I could look at it is I would go, well, I shouldn't be really surprised.
You shouldn't be.
Because, I mean, I know what it sounds like here.
Wonderful.
And if that's what, and we already did demos with them. So that's what it was going to sound like. So I was like, well, let's do this. Let's call the same guys in and do Skynyrd songs instead. I mean, what's the difference?
Right. What's the difference?
Johnny's still singing them.
Sure.
And so, it started off where we were doing that. So the thing that freaked me out, I was sitting there going, oh my God, where am I going to put 3 sets of amps? And how's the neighbors not going to hear that?
Yeah.
And I started thinking about it, and so I went, all right. Well, we got the one booth that we normally use, and I thought we'll put Ricky's in there because Ricky has probably my favorite amplifiers in the whole world. There's a Canadian guy makes these amps called Wizard.
Okay,
Wizard amps. They look like Marshalls, but they're I think the cabinets are made out of this huge Baltic birch wood, and the bottom end is so tight in them compared to Marshall cabinets and everything that the amps are just incredible. I always wanted a whole stack, of this stuff. But anyway, killer stuff. So that I knew Ricky was doing that. So we put him in the main booth. Then I built another booth in the garage for Gary's. And Gary was using a Magnatone, which was just gorgeous, especially for the slide stuff with he had a 212 open back cabinet. And a head. So he was sitting here with his head. Ricky's sitting there with his head and cabinet. Sparky was in there, and I'm like, where am I going to put Sparky? He's got 2 amps that he uses that you combine, 2 Fenders, different sounds, combine them. Or if you want, put the chorus on and have it for stereo. And I thought, well, I guess we'll have to make some tie lines and run them up into the kitchen upstairs. So we did. I just ran some tie lines. We ran them up into put 4-inch or 6-inch. I forget what. I think it was 6-inch thick foam down all over the kitchen floor. Put his amps on top and threw packing blankets over it. So we get the sounds of everything, and they're jamming. So I run outside, and you could kind of hear a little bit, not much, but you can hear like a little bit.
Somebody's got the radio too loud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But as soon as I walked up the driveway to go to the front of the house, it just vanished. It was gone. You couldn't hear anything. You couldn't hear drums, nothing. You didn't even know they were there.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous. I'll tell you, I was nervous because I thought, I don't know.
Just that's the kind of guy you are, because you didn't want to upset your neighbors. That's not fair to them.
Well, no, when I first moved in, when I first moved in here, I'm so lucky. This neighborhood is incredible. All the neighbors everywhere are amazing. We all know each other. We shake hands. We do drinks in the driveway.
See,
during the
nice.
summertime and that, just to hang out. And
neighbors are important. You got to have good neighbors.
They are.
That's
And
everything.
I'm a big car guy, and the guy next door here builds vintage cars and stuff. So I'm
You're in heaven.
Yeah. I recently bought the Bullet Mustang.
Yeah.
He's got a 68 Bullet right in the driveway there right now.
We're now best friends.
Yeah. So that took care of that. But when I first set up here, one of the reasons I bought it, I didn't want, because I know the guys at County Q started with a problem like this, where they were trying to have the studio at the house, cars all over the street, people complaining, and that caused a problem. When I saw this place, I went, I got room for about 15 cars back here.
You do.
So I got tons of room. So I thought, no one has to park on the street. So that's not going to bother anybody.
Right.
No one hears anything because the entire studio, well, 2/3 of it, like the amp room and the drum room, is underground. So
you're right. I never
Right.
thought of it that way. You're right.
That's underground. So you can't hear it.
Almost in a basement.
Yeah. Well, the little
Basement.
Here we
Yeah.
are. Yeah. So, So I went to both neighbors and I said, hey, just so you know, it's not a crack house. That's not why all the houses are here. Why all the cars are in the driveway. I said, I have a recording studio. I said, but I need you to let me know. We're going to start running tracking days. I need you to let me know if you can hear anything. Because if you can, don't worry about it. Just let me know. Say, yeah, we can hear this or whatever, because then I know what I can fix.
Yeah.
I know how to fix it. But if you don't say anything, complain later, then bugger off. So we had a tracking day. I asked them. No one heard a word. Didn't even know anything was going on.
Right.
So then what I did, because I said, have you ever seen a tracking day? And they're like, no. I said, well, why don't you come in on next Monday? We got a tracking day coming in. So I invited them in. The neighbors came in. They sat in here, and they watched the band.
Wow.
On a tracking day. And they were just like little kids with big eyes on Christmas. And they're looking at the monitor going, so that's the playing coming into the computer now? I go, yeah. They
Amazing.
flipped out.
Yeah.
So they'd never seen it. So that was cool to bring them in and let them see what I'm doing.
For sure, like a respect thing.
Yeah. And so
let's talk about it.
It's no problem at all. The only thing that did scare me a little bit was Ron DeSantis came up here on the invite from Johnny Van Zant. Mm-hmm. Johnny and Donnie wrote a campaign song for him.
Okay.
I think it's called Florida Song. You can see it online. They did a video for it, which is here.
Wait a minute. Ron DeSantis from our governor in Florida came up?
Yes.
Okay.
was here.
So now you have Secret Service here.
Yes.
Up in your bedroom.
That's where the neighbors were looking out the window and they were going, what is going on? Because it started out where they had 4 SUVs came down.
Sure.
And all these guys in suits came out with little curly things in their ears, right?
Yeah.
And they all park in a certain way and they literally with their cars make an entrance for him that's also blocked. And the one guy, or 2 guys came in. I just went over and stood over there in the aisle, and one guy came, stood there. One guy came, stood there by the booth, and then they radioed. Everything was cool, and then he came in. So afterward, the neighbors were like, "What the hell's going on over there?" I mean, all these trucks and all these people in suits and everything. They said it looked like Secret Service. I go, I know, right? Didn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
it was.
What was Ron like when he was in here?
Oh, he's great. I mean,
complimentary, cool. This is nice. I like the song. Good setup.
It was great. He came in, took like about a half hour and just talked to everybody because we had Jackie Wilson, Etta Britt were doing the backgrounds for it. Sparky was doing some acoustic overdubs and everything. And so we wanted to let them, see a bit of what was going on and everything. And Johnny had signed the chart and explained how a chart works.
Sure.
And he was like,
the number chart.
Yeah. And Ron was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then they sat there and he played the song and Ron got in and listened to what it sounded like in the headphones in the booth and everything. But he was totally cool. Just spent a lot of time with everybody, talked to everybody and just chatted, signed a bunch of stuff. I think they went to Guitar Center and they bought a guitar and had him sign it.
Sure.
That they were going to do a giveaway thing. It was totally cool. But
talk about a pinch me moment, huh?
It was pretty weird.
Canada to here to this to now.
Oh, dude.
What a ride.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times you'll find yourself where you go, well, this isn't at all what I thought I was going to do. And sometimes it's like, well, I guess this is what it was supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
You know, it's like all the stuff you thought you were going to do, maybe it's just as well. Because if you look at, if you were doing that, where's that situation right now?
Sure.
And you still, you know, you didn't get fired from anyone because you don't work for anyone.
You don't,
you know, so,
yourself.
or this thing folded, so you don't work there anymore. Well, that didn't happen. Now, we all went through COVID and had that issue and everything, but I still managed to learn how to mix and everything by using a plugin I could put in Broadcast a Studio to people. So I mixed records during COVID for people in North Carolina, Texas.
Smart.
And they would put the plugin on. It's a thing called Audio Movers. And so I put it in Broadcast from the studio. They had it at their end, so they put their headphones on. So we'd zoom them in. They could see my screen, so they could see the tracks. It was like they were sitting right there with me.
Worked.
And we kept working.
Worked out fine.
Thank goodness, which worked out great. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys wrap your head around that. We'll be right back after this.
They were legends, icons, voices that shaped the soul of country music. Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Loretta Lynn.
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter.
Now you can walk through the places they called home all in one day. Just outside of Nashville, explore Hideaway Farm, the private cabin retreat where Johnny Cash found peace, prayed, and played for friends. See his personal cars, memorabilia, and the home that held his heart. Then, just a scenic drive away, step into the story of Loretta Lynn at her historic ranch in Hurricane Mills. Tour her beautiful home, visit her museum, and stand in the footsteps of country royalty. Two American legends, two unforgettable homes, one epic day trip just outside of Nashville. Book your tours now and experience country music history up close and personal. This is more than sightseeing, it's stepping into the soul of Nashville.
The stories are incredible.
It's funny, you know, it's funny when you say them, it reminds you, you go,
Makes them real.
It's what you just said. You're like, holy shit, 95 to now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm here. I'm doing it.
That was,
All I had to do was be a good guy and do a good job. That's it.
Yeah. Oh God. You look at all the different people that were in, from like people from Trick Pony and Lori Morgan and, you know, with people like Haas and, a lot of Canadian artists that came down, Lisa Brokop and a bunch of people.
By the way, we're back, guys. Go ahead. Keep going, John.
Yeah.
We sometimes we just let it record over the break because sometimes good stuff comes out. So I can't, I can't let this go.
Yeah.
I remember when Lori was in here, I came in. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It's a different level when you see professional singers come in because they hear things that can I say an amateur singer doesn't hear, and they know that they need to fix things. When the amateur ear, my ear was like, wow, Lori, that sounded great. But to her, she's like, no, I got to do that again.
Yeah.
Those are the moments when you go, okay, there's a difference between professional and an artist.
Yeah.
And an amateur.
Absolutely.
There's a big difference, and that they know what has to come out of them, and they know whether they hit it or not. Mm-hmm. It's fun watching that process.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, I mean, there's probably one of my favorite singers that ever came in and ever still sometimes come in is a guy named Troy Johnson. Guy is absolutely unbelievable. Session guy here in town. And it was James Hudson brought him in to do some stuff the first time. And this, actually, the first time I heard him was on a Sarah Evans record. I think he co-wrote a song. It was a ballad on one of her records, and he kind of did a duet with her. And I was going, wow, who is the guy singing?
Right.
Then he came in, and dude, I mean, it wouldn't matter what mic you put up. This guy walks up to the mic, starts singing, and you're like, oh my God, what a voice. And you'd hear him sing something, you're going, oh, that was incredible. And like you said, he would go, now let me do it again. Let me do it again. I'm like, why?
It was perfect.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
But then you let him go and do it again. You go, oh.
That's why.
That's why. It's not that it was better when he did it the next time. It's just like what he did was like, oh my goodness.
Or it felt good.
But he's the professional guy. He's like, I got to do that different.
Right.
And he would listen to things like what the lyrics were. He said, I should end that more like this because of that lyric or something like that. And you're like, oh,
it's some of those guys can hear that. It's like a good producer, right?
Yeah.
They hear things, or they no hold that. Play a little down. Play a little further down on the neck. All the different things that you guys say.
Exactly.
But they hear that.
Yeah.
That's a talent. That's just a lot of experience.
Yeah. Experience. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, for sure. So you also have a photo company, right?
Yeah,
and you take a lot of pictures here. You do for planes. I've seen some of your work. It's pretty brilliant.
I used to just hack around with a camera when I was on the road. I had an old Mamiya camera,
hobby,
film
right?
camera. Just it was more of a hobby, something to do. Traveling around, bring a nice camera. It's a 2 1/4 camera, 6:4:5 format, whatever. And eventually, I just didn't really do it anymore. Film was expensive. Developing was expensive. I used to take my slides down at Chromatics, down off Fog Street in Nashville, put them on the light table, pick my favorite ones, and then it would be like, I don't know, $15, $20 for them to do a drum scan so I could turn that into a file they could put on a CD. So you get 15, 20 photos. It's expensive.
It's expensive.
And so I kind of got out of it. I was mostly just doing landscape stuff. And then I started getting into racing cars, racing Shelbys, and definitely started bringing the camera around. Then I got fascinated with photographing cars. So I started doing that. And that led to a friend of mine who was also a car guy, owns a private jet company at the airport. And he goes, we need to get some new photos. He goes, would you be able to photo jets? I'm going, I don't know. So I could try it. And so fast forward today, I've been shooting for them for, I don't know how many years now, 10 years.
Yeah.
But I have a blast with it. And then I also, through racing, a friend of mine named Mike Stacy, who's probably, one of the best architects in the country. And he's won Architect of the Year, I don't know how many times, out in Tulsa, has a great company called Stacy Group. And they make all these beautiful schools. And one day he says, you should shoot one of my schools. And I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about buildings. I don't know that. I said, besides, you got great stuff. He goes, oh, come on, you should shoot something. And so he wore me out. And finally I went, oh, okay, I did one. And he liked it and had me shoot, I think, 8 or 10 more.
Wow.
Out in that area. And I had a blast. I had no idea.
Well, now your creativity can come out, right? Because you've never done it before.
Well,
so how am I going to win this battle? I got to figure this out.
Well, that was it. I had to research it.
Sure.
How do you do that? But again, it was a creativity thing. I get all these files home. I start putting all these layers together. I start painting all these parts in to make it what I want and everything. So yeah, it turned into a creative thing. And, thank goodness it did, because, over the years, from about 2010 to 13, 14, music things started to drop. People recording at home more. It just started to drop. And so thank goodness I had that.
Let's stay on that for just a second. Do you think that's smart to record at home, or do you think it's a better idea to come into a studio like this and get the professional product needed?
It depends. Well, I don't have a problem at all with people recording at home. If you know what you're doing, like let's say you want to do all your vocals at home, perfect. If you want to come to a place like this and bring these amazing musicians in together and go through having the experience of sitting there with them and watching them put your song together and do all that stuff, take those tracks home.
But it's not that expensive, John, to have that. To have you and to bring in a Duncan team, for example, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not, especially... Yeah,
it's not.
When you're doing demo rate stuff and everything, it's not.
It's not.
But it's still.
But you're getting quality, high quality.
Oh, yeah, you do.
We've used you tons, and we're going to continue. I even turned Michael Gillis on to you because I said.
That's right, yeah, Michael. Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He'll give you what you want for a decent price. You guys listen. Go to John Albani. Go with SonicEatingStudios.com, right? Sonic Eating.
Sonic. I think SonicEatingStudios.com.
Check it out. I mean, because honestly,
or go to the. You really want to follow it. I don't really do much on the website. The website just has a bit of what's here, but if you really want to see what's going on, go ahead and look at the Facebook page, Sonic Eden Studios, or the Instagram, Sonic Eden Studios.
Yeah.
That's where I post everything with everyone, with Skinner guys and everything that's going on. That's where we see all the fun.
You don't really, it's not a one-man shop, but it kind of is. You can get your product with professional studio musicians, with you, with the experience. That's pouring out of you, and then you want to get some headshots, some guitar shots, you could do all of that right here.
You can do that as well.
And you want to know when sometimes people go, well, he's just a master of everything. But John, you are that. And I'm telling you, because I've seen your work. I've worked with you in the past. You have a lot to offer here.
Yeah. I mean, I decided to do both the photo and
now we're doing a podcast here too.
I know.
I mean, they could hire you for that too. I mean,
they could do. You can do whatever you want.
But
here.
this is so comfortable. It's
the only thing you probably have a hard time doing is a bluegrass album
in here.
Yeah,
really. Yeah.
Honestly, because I mean, I've had people want to do that before. It's like I don't have enough booths.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like call Mark at Watershed. Go over to Watershed and get him. He's got a great place over there. And he's got enough booths, and he can get you all set up. And he's an amazing upright bass player. So if you need an upright bass, there you go. So there's my little pitch over to his side.
Yeah, we'll definitely tag him on this so he can use that.
Mark Birchfield. Yeah.
What do you think about the music industry today? It's changed dramatically.
It has. It's different.
Good, bad. Is the label different? Is that a fair label? It's different.
Yeah, it's different. Things. I mean, things. I mean, I get it. Things change.
Sure.
Things aren't going to be like they were when I was a kid. Up till now, things change, but there are some things that I think everyone probably misses. And it's going to be. It might sound cliche or something, but like a lot of times, if you look back at the older bands when they were recording, you look at The Who, The Stones, Zeppelin, Elton John, this, that, everything else. Everyone had such a sound and such a style. I mean, you'd be able to listen and go, oh, that's Vinny Appice playing drums.
No.
You knew because I know that sound.
Yeah.
Where now everything's gotten so...
cookie cutter?
Not so much. I don't want to say cookie cutter.
I've heard that term a lot, so that's not a fair...
It is a little bit, but I don't like to say necessarily cookie cutter thing. It's more like everything's become where people are doing everything very similar. Mm-hmm. So like, you get a drummer to play, like any of the drummers we have are ridiculous,
I know. I remember you when certain drummers are coming, you're like, oh my gosh, you got a good one today.
Oh,
you would make those comments.
I mean, any of them come in, they're amazing. And it's like I've said a million times to people, I got a house kit there. It's a really nice kit. But I have a guy come in at 10 o'clock. If someone comes in at 2 o'clock, different drummer, I got to zero the board and start over. Because they play so different.
Sure.
But they all sound great. But the thing is, it's like you can listen to something and go, oh, I know who that is. That's Sean Fichter. Mm-hmm. Or that's Steve Brewster.
Sure.
Or, you hear different things the way they play, and you can tell that's that snare sound. I know how he play. But then what happens is they sample it all. Or they replace it all with samples.
Sure.
And everyone uses a lot of the same type of samples, same types of sounds. So all of a sudden, that human element for me seems to slip away. They're still playing it, but even at that, then they go ahead and they cut it all up and they quantize it and fix everything. And it's like, you just took the human out of everything.
You sure did.
So I'm not a huge fan of all that. I do like some of the sounds of it. Like, again, I'm a big old ladies rock guy. There's a Canadian producer named Kevin Chirko that I just absolutely love. He did all the Five Finger Death Punch stuff, and he's done a bunch of other bands. And his production sounds so good. I know he's sampling things, but it sounds really good.
Sure.
But he gives each band he works with a sound that's their sound. So that's a little different. But things are pretty different these days. The tuning, oh my goodness, the tuning. I wish we could back that off a little bit.
Do you feel that AI is going to be a problem? Honest.
My honest opinion on AI is on both sides, especially on the photography side for me, as well as the music side. It's here.
It's here.
It's here. We know it's here. And you can use it for things if you're a songwriter and you want to put a good rendition of a song
Sounds
together.
Great, right?
You can sign up for Suno and get yourself an amazing sounding thing.
But the guy's got to breathe.
The guy's got to breathe. Yeah, some of the vocals are really weird, and the whole sound thing it gets me after a while. But it's a tool. If you're using it as a tool,
you're good.
That's fine. Like
tool.
Yeah, like if someone
You're not a songwriter yet. It's a tool.
Let's say I'm a songwriter, and
Sure.
let's say I barely can play guitar.
Sure.
All right. But I know what chords I want to hear. So I could type some stuff into Suno and I can have it spit it out. I go, no, sort of like that, more like this. And then you go, yeah, that's it. And then you type in the lyrics and you play the melody on a keyboard and you say, I want this for a girl.
Sure.
And you audition a couple of girls and boom, you got this demo that sounds really damn good. But there's your version of a song, and you use that as a tool to do what I did in the old days, where I'd program the drums, put the keyboards on.
I was thinking that very thing at the beginning of this interview, and you started thinking, I'm thinking, 20 years we were doing this, 30 years ago we were doing this.
It's just a different tool. It's a different tool. Now, the problem comes in when you're trying to create music that you want to output that AI thing as music that you will sell.
This is the problem. You can't.
Well,
Copyright won't allow it. BMI and ASCAP are flagging it.
Yeah.
And you can't sell to a non-human. It has to be human.
Yeah.
You're not a song. You can't just put, if you put it on a TikTok and whatever and use it as your little, you're not going to get any money for it.
No. And also I saw something recently with a lawyer that was online that explained.
Did she have red hair?
Yes.
Skinny?
Yes.
Follow her.
Did you see?
She's brilliant.
Did you see the thing she said about the fine print with Suno?
What the hell is her name? Because I talk about her all the time. There's another one called Liz, the manager. She manages Stephen Bishop.
I can't remember.
And she's married to him. And these two women are smart.
Oh boy. Yeah. This girl lawyer got on and started. So I thought, you know what, let me, I had an idea what I might do with Suno.
Sure.
And I since then went, I'm out. My whole point, just to tell you what it was my mastering engineer I used, John Mayfield, called me up one day and he said, hey, have you heard of Suno? And I said, yeah, everyone's using it. He goes, you know what, you might want to look into doing that for people. If they don't want to put a track together, maybe you could help them put a band together for their stuff in Suno. And I thought about it. I thought, well, yeah, I mean, I'm an engineer, so I could probably explain to Suno what I'm looking for as guitar parts better than they can. So maybe that might be something to look into. And I thought about it for a minute. I thought, I don't know. Well, maybe, I don't know. And then I saw that girl's, what she was talking about with the fine print and everything. And long story short, that made me go abort, was she said that all the stuff that they're doing, they have the rights for it all. And then the biggest part was that if anything down the road, if there's any type of lawsuits whatsoever, they're not going to go back to that writer and say, hey, who created that? The writer's going to go, oh, John Albani did it, Sonic Eden Studios. Well, guess who the lawyers are coming after?
You.
Me, because I created it in Suno. I'm like, abort. I'm not doing it.
Please don't think I'm being disrespectful. I'm trying to give her credit, and while you're speaking to me, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find her name because people need to follow her. Because I subscribed to her because I went, she's so smart, and every week though it seems like there's some other new lawsuit.
Yep.
There's some new Warner has got involved or has teamed up with Suno or something has happened or changed.
And that's why I decided I'm not doing it, because I thought any of this stuff she's talking about, it's too cloudy right now.
It's cloudy.
I don't know
it's
that
cloudy.
I don't know that somebody might come after me for it.
It's cloudy.
I don't want to bother with it. That's all I need. You know, I don't want to bother. So I'm going to stay to old school, recording amazing musicians that come in here.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm going to find you and I'm going to tag you on this and I'm going to send it to you.
We'll find it.
Because she's super sweet and she's super smart and she doesn't play F around.
No.
This is what it is. I don't care what your feelings are, but if you want to get your hind end sued, then don't listen to me.
I thought she was really good. I mean, I was captivated from as soon as she started talking.
Red streak in her hair, right?
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah. Real sweetheart of a girl. So
and like I said, Liz, the manager too, Stephen Bishop. I've never learned so much from a woman online that is just knows what she's doing. She speaks the truth and she's guiding people in the music industry today as it is. I mean, she even goes into like royalties. If you get your song played on this, you'll get this in return. If you put it out on Spotify, after this, you'll get this. Let's look up Steven's numbers. Okay. And then she'll say, this is what he made off of what we did here.
That's great. I think people, that stuff needs to cut. Yeah. I think that's really important because if you're going to go down these new roads with AI and everything that's going on, you probably don't want to do it with blinders.
No.
You want to get more information so you're well informed about what you need to watch, what you don't need to watch. And these type of people we're talking about that are putting these YouTube videos up and talking about stuff, I think it's really worth people these days, if this is what you're doing, you need to be maybe watching some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Just to
Educate
get
yourself.
Just to get educated.
You can't. What's a lawyer? $300-$400 an hour now? Imagine she's handing you this.
Thank
on
God I haven't
silver,
needed one, and I don't
on a
want
silver
one.
platter.
I know. This is what I mean. This is free stuff
It's
on
free stuff.
you know.
You can't buy it.
No.
Hey, we'll be right back after this.
Hey, listen! Hey, don't go nowhere. We've got more coming at you.
That's right, y'all.
Looking for your all-access pass to the heart of Music City? Whether you're an artist, songwriter, or just a fan of real-deal country music, the Nashville Music Guide has you covered. Discover who's rising, who's playing, and what's really happening behind the scenes. From Broadway to the back roads, it's your go-to guide for the music that moves Nashville. Find it in print, online, and everywhere music lives. Nashville Music Guide, where legends and locals meet.
I'm so embarrassed that I tried to look out for a while, and my phone's being a jerk.
We'll find her.
I'll tag her.
Because I could go back through my history and it's probably there because it was fairly recent that I saw it. But man, it freaked me out. Mm-hmm. It really freaked me out when
and then if it's free or if it's a paid subscription or if you get the premium, there's all these different rules on each one.
That's why I'm saying it's good for you to go down that road and watch this girl's what she's talking about, because you may be able to decide, well, I'm not going to get the premium one. Then I'm going to stay with this right here because different set of rules for that. Once you get in the premium.
What shocked me is that Warner they probably sat down and said, Warner Bros. Like, it's not going away.
No.
So we better embrace it or try to control it or be a part of it. Whatever their thought process was, I was shocked when that came out. I went, holy shit.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were going to go the other way.
Me too. For sure the other way.
Scott, the only reason I can think of why they did that is it would make sense to go, well, if we get in there with them, then we can help control if they're using our artists to train their models.
Let's partner
up and start getting people paid for it.
Let's get paid for it.
You know, it's like we can't beat them, join them.
By the way, we're back. We always keep rolling over the break, and I'm always glad we do because it's too hard just to sit, especially when there's so much to talk about. I find it amazing that the music industry changes so often and so rapidly. And I have a management company, and I kind of open the doors in every January, just to say, get me some submissions, just to see who's out there. Every single thing is AI and Suno. It's not even them. And I have to now put it on the website. I can't accept this. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Mm-hmm. I need it to be human. Get in a studio, find out where you're at, send us something. But I'm so frustrated now that my partner are just like, we're not even dealing with it anymore.
Yeah,
we stopped. We just like, that's enough.
I mean, what do you do?
We're done.
Yeah,
it's too exhausting because and then you're an asshole or you don't know what you're talking about. I don't need that. I don't need that stress.
Well, I'll give you another example on the photo side of it. I had recently seen where a company had come up with this AI software that, and their whole thing was like, don't hire a photographer to do your 3D or to do your video walkthroughs. You know, because most of the time when I don't do a lot of real estate stuff. I do mostly architectural stuff, buildings and everything, but we still have to go in and get video. Video's big deal.
Sure.
And we could do vertical ones. We have to do vertical and regular ones just for this.
It's like when you get an apartment or a house. I know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a virtual tour.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a walkthrough. It's not the Matterport type. I'm not talking the 3D type. I'm talking about, I was doing that for a while, and then people stopped doing that, and they wanted just a regular walkthrough video they could put up on their phone.
Cool.
And it had to be real, so it was vertical. So I had to start doing that. But anyway, what happened was... they said, don't hire a photographer to do that. Just take some pictures with your phone and send it up here, and AI will generate a 3D video. And they showed an example. I went, holy crap, that's really good.
Yeah.
How are they making it look 3D? It was, like the table coming towards you and stuff, and the whole it looked 3D. Sure. It was kind of freaky. But then I'm looking at it, I'm going, well, this looks a little weird, or that looks a little weird. And I thought, well, nobody really cares, I guess. But then I saw a thing. I belong to PPA, which is the Professional Photographers Association. And there was a thing came up on my feed, and they said, y'all need to look at this. And I said, well, let's see what this is about. Something to do with AI. I was like, let's see what's going on. Well, apparently these things, if you ever notice in photos, you can tell an AI photo. There's certain things about it.
Sure.
Sometimes it's even ridiculous.
It's
like
bad.
There's like 6 fingers, or something weird. Yeah. Well, they hallucinate. The programs hallucinate. So what happens is, in order to make that 3D thing, they might put a wall
where a wall wasn't.
Now people go to see the house and go, wait a minute, I thought there was a wall there that was partitioned off. That's not what I saw in the video. This isn't what I saw.
Right.
And it's causing problems. So National Realtors Association of America, and I think Zillow and several other did the same thing. They went, that's it. No more AI. You can't use the AI stuff anymore. It's causing problems, legal problems.
Right. So I think AI is going to be great for the medical field. I think it's going to be great for research.
There's all kinds of
I
things.
think it's going to be great for me too.
Yeah,
but I think the creativity part, the human, where we're artists, where there's creativity. I don't know if you can be replaced by
Scott. I think here's my whole take on the whole thing. It's here. It's going to be used. Some people are going to be using it to the extreme.
Sure.
Other people are going to be using it as tools. I use a ton of AI in Photoshop for my stuff, but it's more like cleanup stuff, like, getting spots on walls or a crappy looking driveway or something. That kind of stuff I use it for.
Makes sense.
And all of my photos, I created them myself. You can see the PSD file if you want. But I'm not nervous that all our jobs are going to go away. They still need people to do stuff so they can train,
my producer in Florida, his name's Mark Maynard. He helps me, if I'm not working with you. And I asked him the same exact question. He said, I'm not afraid of it either. He goes, they're still going to need me.
They still need me.
They're probably going to need me more.
Things.
Yeah.
And besides, if you think about it, why would everyone let everyone go ahead and use stuff that would get rid of all the jobs and no one's working? And then, so what was the point of that?
That doesn't make any sense.
Like I said, I'm sure there are people that don't care and are going to do that and are already doing that and have been able to get rid of some jobs because of it. I'm sure that's happening and going to happen, but I'm not worried that the workforce is going to go away.
Have we seen an AI movie yet? Because I know it's coming, or is it already out?
I don't. Well, I guess
it's got to be coming, right? It's got to be.
I don't know. What was the close? There's probably they probably have
because they're doing videos. I know Lady Gaga looks like her last one was pretty much a lot of AI.
Probably.
And Lady Gaga, if I'm wrong, and I apologize. I'm just making an assumption after seeing different videos come out.
I bet there's a lot of stuff like that that's going to come up. There's stuff that you can do in video that's already. I mean, in the video stuff I do, I've already seen some of the updates that are now offering certain AI stuff.
We got contacted by one of our artists, the guy's out of Chicago. I'm not going to say who he is, but he said, I can literally come to your house. I will film you. It takes about 4 hours. And from then on, you don't have to do any videos. You don't have to do nothing. I'll take care of everything for you.
That's right.
And you'll just look, and everything.
They literally can green screen you. We could shoot a video in that room behind us right there. Just green screen it. And then throw it in, whatever your program is you want to use, and just AI the whole scene in that you want. It'll create. You just type in what it is you want, and it'll create that scene.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh yeah, it's already there. The programs I'm using already, that's already there.
You already have the programs that are, and
it's already. So to your point, yeah, I bet there will be some AI movies, and you might end up having some new male and female AI stars. I mean, I don't know how they're going to give them an award, but they won't be able to show up on the award show.
They won't be at the Golden Globes.
They won't be at the Golden Globes. Maybe as a hologram or something like that, but I don't know. It's all over the place. But yeah, I'm sure it's all over the place.
It's 2026. You got here in 92, 93. What a journey, sir.
Yeah, 90. Actually, 95. 95. July 20th, 95. I had a bunch of boxes in an apartment, and I was like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah. Congratulations on your success.
Thanks. It's been a ride. It's been wow. It's just talking to you about it is making me realize I've been pretty lucky. I'm pretty lucky.
I think it's hard work, John.
It is, but
and you're not an ass.
No,
you're easy to work with.
I was said try to be good to people, and work hard. But But yeah, I think it was just really, really lucky the way everything worked. Pretty blessed overall. Yeah. Pretty happy with the way it turned out.
So there's one thing that sticks out in this room that I want to talk about, okay? What? It's that damn red phone. Will you tell me that story about that red phone over there?
The red phone. Actually, it was. I don't know. I was rummaging through Amazon for something or other.
Remember the rotary phones? Well, after the rotary phones, there used to be a push dial. So this is okay. I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys. It's this red phone that sits on this and
it's got the buttons that you push.
You hit the button. Yeah. So
the numbers
go ahead.
you just push.
Now the picture's painted.
Yeah. So it's sitting there. At the console.
It's got a cord on it.
And a cord on it. It's not plugged into anything. It should be. I should make it so whenever we're recording, the red light goes on. That would be funny.
Yes.
But anyway, I was on Amazon rooting around for something or other, and this thing popped up, and I went, oh, I remember. And then I thought, well, what if I bought one of those and just put it in the studio? And people would wonder, what's that for?
Yeah.
And I'd say it's the vocal don't suck hotline. Now I can call up and and that's when I got the idea. Well, if I'm going to put that up there, and I thought of Tommy, and I put engineers helpline, and then underneath in brackets it says calling Jenny. And if you look at the little slot that has the number in it, it's 867-5309 is the phone number on it.
I took a picture of that when Scott Collier was in here. We interviewed him. And I texted that to Toontown.
Oh, did you?
I managed Tommy for 4 years. So
that's funny.
Yeah, he's doing well. He tours when he wants. He doesn't when he doesn't want to. He's getting on these 80 Rock tours that he's going out and doing a bunch of stuff, and he's still doing it.
Yeah,
the guy is a hell of a writer.
Yeah.
I used to remember go to his house and he'd go, hey, Scottie, come over here and sit down. He'd grab his guitar and just start playing. I said, where the hell did that come from, Tommy? Because I just wrote it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do with it? I don't know, nothing. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You don't know what to say at that point.
Right.
You just kind of, you're the boss, so whatever you want to do.
Well, do whatever you want with it. Yeah.
Well,
good times.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time. And again, I want to plug you. John Albani is Sonic Eden Studios right here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's one of the best studios that you could use for many things, from photo shoots to now we know videos, shooting, putting songs together, getting a record together. You prefer the 4-hour sets, right? Where they come in, do 4 or 5 songs instead of these one-offs, because one-offs are tough, right?
Well, if first of all, it's hard to get the band in for just one song.
Yeah.
But also, why would you do just one song? What are you going to do with it? That makes no sense in this climate. If you're going to do anything, bring the band in. They do a 3-hour block. They could do 3 or 4 songs. You don't have to finish them. Just while they're here, let them get the bed tracks done for something.
Sure.
And then you need to be putting stuff out. If you're going to do this for real, you need to be putting stuff out every 28 days, at least once a month.
Yep.
To get the bots to pick you up.
It is 28, but I tell everybody 25 so you don't mess it up.
Right. And because if you don't, I see people all the time, they put one song out. And, the family and friends all like it and everything. And then, nothing.
Gone.
And it's like, well, what was that for?
Right. And if you had some momentum, now you're going back down to 0 because you didn't put some out again.
That's right, because the bots will zero you. They don't look at what you did last time and add to it.
Yeah.
You're starting at 0. You're a brand new artist again.
It's not friendship.
So, no. So that's why I say I don't know why you would do that. But, yeah, I prefer when people come in and put a band together and put a bunch of stuff together.
Pop 3, 4 songs out. Let it live. Mm-hmm. Now you have them.
Now you got something to do.
Grow with it. You got 4 months worth of material. Come back in. Do it again. Mm-hmm. You do it 3 times a year. You got a whole year's worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that's what. And funny now that you're mentioning that, just to tell you what's been happening recently. All last year was past clients that went, you know what? I think we're tired of just doing one song, or they finally figured out what we just talked about, how it's working, like what's going on. Mm-hmm. So they came in and went, and most of them play out as well. So the artists that have come in last year, they all came in and they said, you know what, we're going to do another record. And not for the sake of having a record, but it's like, that gives me 12 months worth of material. So a whole year's worth of stuff to work on. Every month I'm going to be coming out with something.
Perfect.
But also when I go play my shows, I'm going to put some CDs together.
Perfect.
I have one guy who plays out. And the last time he was playing out at one of his favorite places he plays out, people from the audience had come up and talked to him after and said, hey, on your next record, do you think you might do vinyl?
Oh.
And he's like, would you buy it?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, heck yeah, we love vinyl now.
I love vinyl.
And it's like, okay, so I think he did 25 or 30 pieces. Let's see how it goes.
My dad had a roller rink back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And I saved all those albums.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't believe the albums that I have. So when albums came out again, you know, I'm right away, I'm buying this, but I'm not unwrapping it. It's going in the safe.
Yeah.
You know, the Michael Jackson albums, those albums that matter.
Yeah.
I'm holding on to those things.
Oh my God, I can't believe I threw so many of them. I wish I'd have kept them.
I kept them. The only reason probably why is because it was my father's place.
Yeah.
And if it was just mine, I probably would have got rid of mine as well.
Yeah.
But I too attached to my dad.
For your dad stuff. Yeah, I get it.
I couldn't throw it out. So it just sits in my office.
That's great.
Some of it, we wrote on it, oldies, country, anything. So we knew we're couples only. Then you play this record.
Oh, that's great.
So go to the Facebook page, Sonic Eden Studios. You get everything.
Go there, and if you want to see any of the photo stuff that's going on with all the jets and the buildings and everything and the headshots and everything that's going on, go over to John Albani Photos. That's on Instagram and YouTube, or Instagram and Facebook. Both the places are on there. Go check those out and you can see what's going on. Follow along.
Awesome. I tell you a lot. You guys have said it 4 or 5 times, but I mean it. If you want a great place, come here. It's not because John is not just because he's extremely a good guy. He's talented and can back it up. And you heard the stories today why he can actually do that. John Albani, thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for joining Scottie and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?